more on campaign 2016, we're joined by Washington Post political reporter Philip Bump. Philip, good morning.
Good morning.
It tells you how much the NRA hates Hillary Clinton that they'll back someone who's flip-flopped on gun control like Donald Trump has.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few things in this world which are centralizing the Republican Party's interest in this race more than their dislike of Hillary Clinton. I think that's across the board. But yeah, I think the NRA endorsement certainly is evidence of that.
Let's take a look at the latest numbers, because the newest CBS New York Times poll shows Republicans want their party to unite behind Trump.
Right.
And we're actually starting to see more and more do this. What's behind the sudden change?
I mean, I think really it is they now have a nominee. There was some question after he won Indiana. Ted Cruz dropped out, John Kasich. You know, there's always still the people who didn't like Trump were sort of trying to come to terms with that. I think they've come to terms with it. I think they are centralizing in part because of that dislike of Hillary Clinton. We have two very unpopular candidates here. And I think that one of the mobilizing factors for Republicans is they really don't want Hillary Clinton. They may not like Donald Trump, but they really don't want President Hillary Clinton.
The same CBS News New York Times poll shows Trump gaining some ground against Hillary Clinton, the race tightening. What do you see going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is, he's gaining ground actually against both Democrats, which I think indicates that this is Republicans coming home. His favorability numbers have generally been lower than Hillary Clinton's, but because Republicans now view him slightly better, they're about even at this point in time, and I think that's what that's about.
When you look at the demographics, female voters are obviously very important.
Right.
How are both of these candidates doing with them?
They are doing it differently. You know, one of the things we've seen is a lot of demographic
Very politically
splits.
smart.
Yeah, I gotta be judicious. It's early in the morning. You know, Donald Trump is he's disliked by women. He's disliked by people of color. Hillary Clinton is disliked very much by white men. They each have their groups that don't like them very much. I don't think either of those things is prohibitive. I don't think that either one means, well, this candidate is doomed. But I think that it is tougher for Donald Trump simply because the electorate is growing more and more diverse, and that is a group of people that really, really don't like him.
60% of women polled have an unfavorable view of Donald Trump. Can he turn that around?
It's hard to say. You know, I mean, a year ago, he had terrible numbers with Republicans. He was doing very badly. Everyone looked at him negatively. He turned it around. But that was a Republican electorate, which was a lot more favorable to him than the broader general electorate. Can he? Yeah, sure, he can. Will he? I'm not sure.
Give us some insight into Bernie Sanders' strategy,
Sure.
because now people are starting to wonder, is he wounding the eventual nominee by staying in this race?
Well, I think it's important to remember, and I think a lot of Democrats, once they take a step back, remember that in 2008, the race was much, much more contentious at this point. Hillary Clinton was a lot closer than as Bernie Sanders. She was fighting very, very hard. That all worked out. President Obama obviously won the election that year. I think Bernie Sanders' strategy is that he legitimately, first of all, he came to the party this year. He wants to see it shift toward away from big money and towards focusing on income inequality. And I think that he sees this period of time as his best leverage to do that.
All right, Philip Bump, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Tomorrow morning on Face the Nation here on CBS, John Dickerson's guest will include Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders.